In a world where quantum linking has been shunned by the latest patch, one thing perseveres.
Hey guys, how you doing? The latest patch 1.2.0 has taken away a lot of the fun and versatile glitches, including a few that have been extremely helpful in making wacky builds like these here. Which is why I want to show you some glitches that still work in 1.2.0 and can be a substitute to things like quantum linking, so you'll be able to create builds like this, or this, after the video. You will be able to unleash your creative genius, however that may look like. And hopefully it will look more creative than mine. But anyways, quantum linking has been discovered by NanGo and pyuk. The item rescaling has been discovered by CR24, and Antigravity Weapons have been discovered by SAS. For this, you will need at least 2 shields and 1 weapon that you want to use as a quantum link, and for the anti-gravity weapons you will additionally need a shock emitter and a lightning helm. Additionally, I'd recommend stakes, sonar stabilizers and hover stones to help to make the quantum linking more precise, and a fan guster in order to reset the fuse entanglement without damaging the like. But let's start with quantum linking and the item rescaling. For this, I've picked a location with a like, and to build the flying machine of nothing you've seen in the intro, I will need 4 sticks, which I've already prepared here. I've picked this location specifically because the floor is relatively flat and can be used later for more precise assembly of our quantum link. For the quantum linking as well as the weapon shrinking, we will be using fuse storage, which has been found by Moss and Ryan. For that, we will place it somewhere around here and open the fuse room. Now we wait for the like to open its mouth and count its pulses up to 6. After the 6th pulse, it will try to swallow the equipment. In the last few frames before it swallows the equipment, tap CR shortly. You should now hear the fuse sound shortly as well. Next, drop your equipped shield using the quick swap menu and equip your other shield. Use the fan guster while the like is still chewing in order for it to spit it out. Be careful, because if the like has finished its chewing animation, you will have to kill it to release the fuse. If you use the guster or alternatively any form of elemental damage plus a hit on the weak spot in time, 3 things can happen. 1. The like spits out the weapon regularly. 2. The weapon appears visibly on Link's equipped shield. Or 3. The weapon appears next to the first shield that we dropped and will also be fused onto our equipped shield, although this is not visible in the overworld, only in menus. If the like spits out the weapon regularly, just put it back on the spot from earlier and repeat the process. In this case, you were a little bit too late and the fuse didn't register. If the weapon appears on Link's back, you were a little bit too early and the fuse fully registered. Either destroy the fuse and try again with another piece of equipment, or reload your save you made earlier. If case 3 happened, then congrats, this was the first and definitely the hardest step to quantum linking as well as shrinking the weapon. Now, while you celebrate your success and feel the rush of dopamine, be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more in-depth and no BS glitch guides, as well as other fun stuff I have in plan. Anyway, let's resume. As you can see here, the weapon is in a shrinked or in its fused model state more so. I would highly recommend you to attach another object at this point to the shrinked object if you want to use this in your build, because just picking the weapon up will revert it back to its normal model. At this point, you can fuse other objects to the weapon, which will be mainly interesting for combat builds. You need to do this now in order for the auto build to be able to rebuild your quantum linked weapons later. Either putting our shield in the inventory or putting the weapon in the inventory will break the entanglement. Now we can start setting up our quantum linked weapons. I chose a shrinked version of the long stick attached to a fan because I think this base building schematic might come in handy in a multitude of builds. For this I make sure that I attach the stick to the fan and not the other way around to ensure that the ultra hand connection doesn't break as soon as we cull it. Don't ask me why, but it just works better. Now we position the fan and the stick so that it stands safely and walk to the closest wall we can find. Stand with your back close against the wall in a neutral stance and open the menu using plus. Locate your equipped shield and drop it. Now don't close the menu yet, instead equip any other shield and then just remove it. Now you are free to close the menu. If you are working with objects that cannot stand freely, try to use recall just before you open your inventory, or as soon as the object has reached your preferred position, as this will save the location of the weapon in the moment you perform the quick smuggle. If we now check after our fan, we can see it successfully cull smuggled. Now you just need to remember the location of the now invisible stick and we can adjust the position in relation to its supposed location. For that I have placed the stabilizer beforehand to attach it to. However, hoverstones and stakes work as well. If we now open auto build, we can quickly check if our schematic turned out the way we wanted it to. If you are not happy with your build, grab the stabilizer and detach it from the object, not the other way around, to ensure that our cull smuggled long stick is still attached to it. Now just redo the connections to your own delight. If you are happy with your first schematic and want to make more basic quantum linked elements, recall one of the visible parts of the current build and immediately open the inventory either by using the D-pad or the plus button to drop the quick smuggled shield. You can now repeat this process until you have finished preparing your basic building schemes to combine them into your creation. In my case, I went with a pretty simple build consisting of 3 quantum linked fan legs and an additional long stick with a quantum linked constructor head on top, including a laser because I really dig the supposedly levitating laser turret. After setting up all your quantum links, you are free to cancel the fuse entanglement by putting it in your inventory while having the shield still equipped. If you just wanted a way to do quantum linking and shrinking your weapons, you're good to go. But there's another small glitch that can increase the stability of your builds, namely anti-gravity weapons. Anti-gravity weapons will happen if you drop a weapon the same time you throw it, so this is unfortunately limited to melee weapons as far as I know. For this, you'll need the lightning helmet, a shock emitter and a throwable weapon. I will use this long stick right here in my case. To understand what we will be doing, we first have to understand how the game works. If I ready the weapon to throw like this and press minus, I can now watch and immediately skip a memory to advance Link's action state by 1 frame. We can now find out at what frame the weapon will leave Link's hand by checking the inventory after every skipped memory. As you can see for spears, it will leave after the 5th memory has been skipped, aka after the 5th frame. Now when we take off the lightning helm, it will take 3 frames until we get shocked, so if we subtract the 5 frames of throw animation from the 3 frames of shock delay, we will need to unequip our lightning helm after skipping 2 memories in order to get shocked in the same frame that the weapon leaves our hand. Now let's see if this works. Let's equip the helm, activate the shock emitter, stand next to it and ready our weapon to throw. Next, we open the Pura pad using minus and skip 2 memories. Now we press plus and unequip the lightning helm and close the menu. Alright, we successfully gave our weapon anti-gravity. Be careful however, they like to fly away at times. This state will stay as long as it is either equipped or in the overworld. Okay, now I will repeat this process 3 more times and then we can auto build our flying machine of nothing. While you watch this sped up process of me preparing the remaining sticks, feel free to tell me what you will be building with this quantum link, because as you can see, my engineering skills still leave a lot to desire. Now I will just use my auto build preset I built earlier and it will automatically pick up the anti-gravity long sticks, shrink them down and put them together just as intended, combining all 3 glitches together. And now there's nothing more to say than if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share it, I would truly appreciate it. And now we take off into the sunset. See ya!